You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Sports. Well, the other day, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley got suspended for an entire season for gambling on NFL games. Now, some things came out about that regarding the fact that he had essentially placed $1,500 in bets while he was actually out for those 5 games from the Falcons, not actually playing. And, of course, the NFL dropped the hammer on him big time. Out the entire season, the entire 17 games, gone. Now, he knows gambling in the on the NFL, anything like that, of course, is very much against league rules. But I also talked about the fact that how this could be getting dangerous for the NFL because they decided to full-blown Michael Phelps dive in with all of these different platforms for involving the NFL brand itself with gambling, right? We've seen all the Caesar commercials, MGM Bet, all these places out there promoting NFL. Steve Mariucci comes out in a commercial writing out, if you meet any of these things, then don't bet. Well, Troy Aikman has slammed the NFL. He has come out and slammed the NFL. Of course, now Troy Aikman does Monday Night Football for ESPN starting next year. And, of course, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, he has come out and he slammed the NFL. He thinks Calvin Ridley, frankly, got too much time on this, it looks like. And I think opinions are going to vary on that. They do. I thought maybe he had actually bet on games while he was active for the team, and he might have even, bet on games from the Falcons or something he might have been involved with. I think Troy Aikman, like a lot of people, is seeing a little bit of hypocrisy from the NFL right now because they have decided they want those gambling bucks. And then you hit a player with a year-long suspension. So, I understand what the NFL's trying to do from the standpoint of, look, we don't want anybody playing that could potentially be involved with throwing a game because that's what'll blow this whole thing up anyway. Troy Aikman on Calvin Ridley's ban, it seems a lot like an awful lot. Troy Aikman appears to believe the hammer the NFL dropped on Calvin Ridley for betting on NFL games was too strong. This is TMZ. Telling TMZ Sports, the 1-year ban, quote, seems like an awful lot. Ridley was just suspended for the entire 2022 season after the NFL says he bet on contest while away from Atlanta Falcon games on the non-football illness list this past November. Ridley said the totals of his bets were only $1,500. Look, let me recognize the fact that it was a totally idiot thing to do to bet on games. $1,500 when this guy's got a multi-million-dollar contract and he was this close to getting traded to the Patriots. That was real. That trade was real. That was real speculation. It was about to go down as we head into the league year. And while he reportedly bet on Falcon games, he said he never bet against the team. Still, the NFL barred the star receiver for all 17 of the next season's games, left the door open to banning him longer. When we asked Troy this week for his thoughts on the length of the suspension, he seemed to think the league could have and perhaps should have gone softer. Quote, and this is it, you're going to get called out for it, NFL. On one hand, you have the league encouraging everybody to gamble. And that's what the league is doing. Peyton Manning, Eli, Archie, Cooper are all over commercials right now trying to get you to bet on NFL games. Aikman said, and yet here, Calvin Ridley is suspended for an entire season. That's a quote. The Cowboys legend said that he does see the NFL side of the situation, saying the league should take betting on games very seriously. But he added, quote, "When you look at it against some of the other suspensions, I would agree that it seems like an awful lot. We're going to get to that." Ridley, who totaled 3,342 receiving yards in his first 49 games in the NFL, has taken the ban in stride, saying, quote, "Just gonna be more healthy when I come back." And of course, he was dealing with some personal situations. When this come out, I initially thought, yikes, has he got himself in too deep, and that's why he had to take the time away to figure out. But evidently, they were not related. Now, what Aikman is talking about here is the kind of suspensions that Greg Hardy got, that Ray Rice has got, the fact that Deshaun Watson still isn't suspended. Look, civil lawsuits can very much cause a trigger in the personal conduct policy. All of those guys did much more heinous things than Calvin Ridley, and they gave him an entire season. Look, I don't know where a lot of people are at on Josh Gordon and him smoking weed, but look how much time they've given him off. It's suspended from the game versus what they did to Calvin Ridley. I mean, man, Greg Hardy and Ray Rice, that's the two biggest red flags we've got here versus what they ended up giving Ridley. I mean, my God, they could have given him a half a year, and it would have been more than what they gave Ray Rice and Greg Hardy, for crying out loud. So, yeah, I do understand Aikman's point here. Between soft suspensions for other much more heinous acts, like whipping women, beating on women, you give Ridley this, out for the season. And plus, you're walking around in the NFL has become one big, massive gambling advertisement. Yeah, it's if anything, perception and it being a bad look is a thing for the NFL right now, without a doubt. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.